I wasn't supposed to be there. That's the part that still haunts me. If I hadn't left work early that day, if I hadn't decided to stop at the little coffee shop downtown for a quick espresso, maybe I would have gone on for weeks, months even, completely blind to what was happening right under my nose. But fate, or maybe something crueler, led me through those glass doors. And there she was, my wife, sitting across from a man I'd never seen before. Her hand resting lightly on his as if it belonged there. Her head tilted in that soft, affectionate way she used to tilt it when she listened to me talk about my dreams. She was smiling. God, she was glowing, like the weight of the world had lifted off her shoulders. And I froze. The sound of the espresso machine hissed in the background. Someone laughed too loudly at a table near the window. But all I could hear was the pounding in my chest. I should have stormed over. I should have demanded an explanation. But instead I stood there, watching like a man staring at the wreckage of a car crash, too horrified to move, too broken to look away. The note. I don't remember sitting down. I don't remember pulling out the napkin. But when my hand stopped trembling, there it was, scrawled in ink. Don't come home. No anger. No dramatic declaration. Just 3 words that bled out of me with a cold finality I didn't know I was capable of. I set the napkin on their table while she was laughing at something he said. She didn't even notice me. The man looked up for half a second, confused, but by the time he blinked, I was already walking out the door. The bell above it chimed cheerfully, mocking me. The drive home was a blur. Red lights, horns blaring behind me, the blur of headlights against the windshield. My hands gripped the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles were white. I kept hearing her laugh. That laugh used to belong to me. Used to be mine to earn, mine to protect. Questions clawed at me, each one cutting deeper than the last. How long has this been going on? Was every kiss fake? Every "I love you" rehearsed? Did she ever mean it? By the time I pulled into our driveway, the sun was dipping below the horizon, and I sat there in the car, staring at the house we'd built together. The house that suddenly felt like a stranger's. The confrontation that never happened. I didn't wait for her to come home. Couldn't. I packed a bag, just enough clothes to last a week, and left my wedding ring on the nightstand. I didn't write a letter. I didn't call her. I didn't give her the satisfaction of hearing my voice break. Instead, I booked a cheap motel room across town and collapsed onto the bed, staring at the water-stained ceiling. That's when the text started. Her messages. Mia, where are you? Mia, did you leave this note? Mia, please let's talk. It's not what it looked like. Mia, I love you. I threw the phone across the room. The screen lit up with her name again and again, each vibration another knife in my chest. Not what it looked like. I saw her hand in his. I saw the way she looked at him, the way she used to look at me. There was no mistaking that. Sleepless nights. The motel walls were thin. I could hear the couple in the next room arguing one moment, making up the next. It was ironic in a sick way. I didn't sleep. I just lay there replaying it all in my head. The vacations, the anniversaries, the late-night talks on the porch where she swore we'd grow old together. Had it all been a lie? I thought about the little things. How distant she'd been lately, how often she worked late. The sudden obsession with going to the gym. I chalked it up to stress. Life. But no. Now the puzzle pieces fit too perfectly. I was the fool who ignored the signs. Call. On the 3rd day she called. Not texted. Oh. Against my better judgment, I answered. Daniel, she breathed, her voice cracking. Please. Just talk to me. I stayed silent. It wasn't what you think, she rushed on. That man you saw us at the coffee shop, he's a friend. I've been going through things, and I didn't know how to tell you. I didn't want to burden you. A friend. My voice was hoarse, foreign even to me. You don't hold a friend's hand like that, Mia. You don't look at a friend like he hung the moon. Silence. Then softly. You don't understand. You've been so absent lately. Always tired, always distracted. I needed someone to talk to. There it was. The shift. the blame creeping into her words. So this is my fault? I asked, bitterness thick in my throat. No, she cried. I made a mistake. But I love you, Daniel. Please come home. We can fix this. But the truth was already there, heavy and undeniable. If she could betray me once, she could do it again. Breaking point. That night, I sat on the edge of the motel bed with a bottle of cheap whiskey, staring at my phone. Her messages kept pouring in. Please. Apologies. Excuses. I thought about the man at the coffee shop. Was he waiting for her now? Was she sitting across from him again, telling him the same things she used to whisper to me in the dark? Something inside me broke. I typed one final message. You made your choice. I'm making mine. Goodbye, Mia. And I blocked her. Aftermath. The days that followed were a blur of paperwork and silence. I contacted a lawyer, filed for divorce, and moved into a small apartment closer to work. Friends asked questions. My family wanted answers. But how do you explain that the person you trusted most in the world carved a hole in your chest and left you bleeding? I told them what they needed to know and nothing more. The rest I carried alone. Mia tried to reach me through mutual friends, through letters slipped under my apartment door. I didn't respond. Couldn't. Every time I saw her handwriting, my chest tightened, but I knew if I let her back in, I'd drown. The encounter. Months later, I saw her again. Not at a coffee shop this time, but at the grocery store. She looked smaller somehow, like life had drained the light out of her. Her eyes met mine across the aisle, and for a second, I saw the woman I'd fallen in love with. She opened her mouth, but I turned and walked away before she could speak. Some things don't deserve closure. Reflection. It's been a year now. The pain hasn't disappeared, but it's dulled into something manageable, like an old scar you forget about until the weather changes. I've learned to live with it, to move forward. But sometimes late at night, I still hear her laugh echoing in my head. The laugh that used to belong to me. And I wonder, was the note I left on that napkin for her? Or for me? Because in those 3 words, don't come home, I didn't just end a marriage. I freed myself from the illusion of love that no longer existed. And maybe, just maybe, that was the only way I could survive.